Good day, brethren. It is Friday morning, and I'm working on the Z. Yes. I've cleaned the clocks up. Nice. That's part of the RAM air system. More about that in a moment. Got a proper fairings day. A lovely, lovely item. And of course that goes there, and everything bolts to it. Now, this bike, as you all know, has a RAM air system, and there are literally bugger all photos on the internet on how this RAM air system actually plumbs in at the front end. Nice view of my hand there. There's plenty of it in manuals about it here, but as you can see, some more homemade bracketry. And what's happening is, let's put that well nut back in, as is evidence on the back of one of the RAM air boxes, look, it's got scratches. And it's got scratches because this homemade bracket is too long, so the RAM air system can't actually go all the way in. So it's not helping the fitting of the fairing, etc. This side's okay. But what I've got to do as well is when I fit the fairing bracket, I've got to plumb all this in through the fairing bracket. It actually fits in between the fairing bracket and sort of sits up and helps hold everything in. And I'll just out there, look on there, you can see the homemade portion, which I'm not going to show you because it's terrible. So that's what I'm cracking on with. The belly pan side panels have been sort of temporarily fitted. They all fit perfectly because they all fit up to mounting points on the frame, etc. So they were all good. But the top fairing, when I put it on, all these holes were about 1 inch out. And it's when I looked at this fairing bracket, I thought this the quality of the welds, etc., do not look like production quality. And sure enough, that homemade bracket is nothing like this one. Anyway, that's what I'm going to get on with. So I'm now going to attempt to work out how the hell all this wiring and stuff goes, and the RAM air system. The RAM air system's the big one. I'm going to have to cut a bit off the end of this bracket, so it can a bit more, and then I should all be good. Yes. Well, as far as I can work out, this is how it goes. The pipe goes through the middle, and these come round there, and that seems about right. Like I say, I've got to chop a bit off this homemade B&Q bracket because it's stopping it going back, so I'm going to do that. Probably get the little Dremel whiz wheel out, or I might even just take this off. There's no reason for two. The only reason somebody's put two on is to trap a nut in, so I might just take two off, just cut one back. It doesn't need two, so I shall do that. But yes, I'm quite sure that's how it goes. I mean, that's how it fits with sort of no resistance and stuff. And then I'm just guessing the wiring goes up. I mean, there are conduits and stuff for the wiring, but as there's no decent pictures on the internet web, I've got to sort of figure it out for myself, and then we'll see. Yes, the joys of a project bike. By Jove, we're nearly there. I have noticed the homemade bracket that was behind here, holding on the RAM air system, even cutting it down wasn't lining up correctly. So I've basically unattached it. So the RAM air system is basically held in by the fairing and the airbox now. But the panel went on alright. So I've got the other side to do. But so far, happy bunny. Yes. Bloody Almost looks like a bike again. There's not much at the minute I can do about this, but what I've got a plan is that I've got some spare panels from the ZX10, and I might just cut some little bits of plastic out, see if I can make a little patch. But this is where all the red tape was, hiding all the damage, and along here too. But I've melted some gauze into the fairing here, and I've just got some plastic padding filler. So what I might just do is give it a little go, and then re-drill the holes. But everything's in, and sort of everything's secured. I've not fully screwed it in yet, but it fits way better than what it should. Yes, so I'm quite happy with that. I don't mind this. I don't mind a bit tatty or whatever. It shows it's had a life. So yes. So there's your little update. Brrr, flatulence. There's your little update on the Z. Nice. Poopies. Oh, they're all out in the sun. This one has a nearly flat battery, so won't start. That's an easy cure. It's trying to cough off, but it won't. That one's alright for now, we'll just leave that, don't jinx it. And this one, I still firmly believe that the fuel pump's duff. I've just disconnected the fuel pipe from the carby tinkles, thumbed the bike over, and absolutely nothing was coming out of it. And then when you shut off, it spurts a bit of fuel out, which is a bit odd to me. Surely that should be the other way around. Anyway, when I had the bike running well last time, let's just rewind a bit. I think the fuel pump is intermittent. We can put 12 volts on it right now and it'll work, but I don't think it's working every time it gets a signal from the relay or however it operates. So I've just rigged up a little line, and I'll just want to open it up, make sure fuel's going in the filter. And what it will do, Archimedean principle, it will try and meet its level. Well, it can't, it's impossible, but that should be enough downwards to get fuel oleum up into the Carbatinkle float bowls. So now I'm going to attempt to start it with the remote starter, but I need to have my eyes in 16 different places, so I'm just going to put you down for a minute. But yes, need to charge the battery on that one. It hasn't been run since the carburetor rebuild, and I'd like to get it running so we can drop the oil, do the filter, what have you. And we've done some little repairs to the bodywork, and then that one's about done, and it can go back to Uncle Steve, and then there will be another project arriving. Interesting. Oh, interesting little weather device on the old regulator rectifier there. So yes, so if you give me a second, I'll get set up and we'll floodle the poodle. Well folks, that was promising. The diagnosis of a Duff fuel pump, even though it was new 2 years ago, it's been stood minimum 18 months. May be right, because I mean the battery's way down now because I've been fucking around with it, but it is at least trying to fire. You can hear that miss. It's trying to fire. There just isn't enough in the battery at the minute. You need a good strong battery for sparkulage. So yes, yes, I think we're there. One thing I'm going to do is take these horrible fasteners out, because they are not the standard Micron fasteners. It should have a nice polished Allen head, something like that. So that's what I'm going to replace it with, because I hate shallow screw heads, and the bike was filled with them basically. So yes, so I'm going to do that. Yes, and it's now Sunday. Yes. Yes.